Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation, it reads like this. The backstory, there is this other sister of ours who came with her confession. Unfortunately, I did not read her confession, and she was like, is it that my confession cannot be read on your channel? Is there something wrong with my story? Please read it. So apologies, my sister. It is just that the messages, they are quite a lot, especially on WhatsApp. Sometimes once I miss your message, then it goes like down, because a lot of messages, they do come through almost each and every minute. So apologies, my dear sister. And just a backstory, the man that she said she used to date when he was still alive, there was this other man that was from Zim, who was called Jinimi, and a lot of people in South Africa, they know him as the man who once hired DJ Tira and DJ Maporisa so that they can just watch him whilst he was having breakfast with his girlfriend, and he paid them so that they can just look at him whilst he was enjoying his breakfast. So some of you might not know him, some of you might know him. So our sister was saying that she once dated this man, and this is her story. The message that she sent to me, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a woman that comes from Zim, and I want to confess to you the things that happened, and no one even believes me that this is what happened. So last month, I saw Jinimi at this other club in Sandton, where I was with my other South African friends. We were seated at this other table with our blessers, and amongst our blessers, there was one Nigerian guy whom I did not trust. And when I saw the ghost of Jinimi, I thought that maybe that blesser, the Nigerian blesser, had put some drugs in our drinks, because most of these blessers, they do it anyway. They can put something in your drink so that when you go to their place, you can feel like sex like forever. Most of them, they have a habit of doing things like that. So when I saw Jinimi, his ghost, I thought that maybe I was too drunk, but I only had one glass, and I don't get drunk by just drinking one glass of wine. So then I got up from where I was seated, because I did not want my blessers to think that maybe I was looking for other blessers, because usually as slay queens, we do this. Once you buy booze for us, then we start to sketch around the club, trying to see if there is another person who might give us more money than you would have already spent on us. So as I was looking around, that was when I said, let me go and see for myself if this is the man that I used to date, Jinimi. So I got up, and then I walked past him, and then I went to the bathroom, and indeed I saw that this was him. When I was coming back from the bathroom, that was when he appeared almost out of nowhere, and then he said to me that he wanted his money. He was like, sha, dzosaka mari dzangu dzawaidya uchinyepa kuti une nhumbu yangu, meaning, girl, return my money that you ate whilst you were lying to me that you were pregnant with my child. Like, I used to chop this guy's money when I lied to him that I was pregnant. In the 3 months that I lied to him that I was pregnant, he gave almost 700k to me, and I don't even know what I used with that money. I wasted that money going out with my friends, doing things that were just useless. If I was someone that is okay, who is not stupid with money, maybe I could have started a business. You will call me Tanaka, and I am 29 years old, originally from Grendel, Harare. Now I am living in Midrand, South Africa. I sell wigs, I do nails, and I host girls' nights, and I love the life of a slay queen. You can say whatever. Even my parents, they failed to cancel me when I was young. When I was in Form 5, that is where I was told by my parents that I was supposed to get married to this other pastor's son, me to get married. I said no. marriage is for those people that are boring. So when my parents saw that I did not want to get married, then they told me that I was a bad girl, this and that. And then I started going to clubs with this other friend of mine. So my friend, she was in boarding school, and then each and every time when she would return back to Harare, me and her at night will sneak out of our parents' houses and we would go clubbing. So I was used to that life, and I don't know another life apart from being at the club 24/7. I then came to South Africa and I went to Cape Town. There was this other friend of mine, also a slay queen in Cape Town. When I arrived in Cape Town, and then I met this other Nigerian guy, simply because I was from Zim. He thought that a Zimbabwean woman will give you more peace, more than the peace that a South African woman will give you. Then that was when he got divorced to his South African wife and we got married. That is how I got my papers as a citizen here in South Africa. He did not know that I was also using him the same way that he had used his South African woman to get papers. So after that, that was when I dumped him and I ran away from Cape Town and I came to Johannesburg. Then I started going clubbing with some of my friends who are South Africans. So then that was when this guy Jinimi, he used to trend quite a lot on Instagram. So he will do those lives. So I would go there and I'll be just watching from the terraces. And then that was when one day he was like, I see this girl Tasha, can you come up? Can you come up on the live? So I was shy, but then I said, okay. I then joined their live, but only for a couple of seconds. And he said, wow, you're so beautiful. And then I just left the live because I am a shy person. But when I drink, I'm not even shy at all. So then that was when I saw a messages on my inbox there on Instagram whilst the live was still going on. It was from this other guy who was telling me that he wanted to speak with me, this and that. So I wanted to block him. I was like, meaning, hey, my in-law, please just do not mess up with me, otherwise I'm going to block you. So then that was when I saw a message. It was straight from Jinimi. I thought that maybe it was one of those accounts that they create which are for scammers, and it was like, why are you trying to block someone that wants to give you money? And when I rushed over to the profile, and then that was when I saw that it was him, the man himself. Oh my God, I thought that maybe I was dreaming. We spoke. He was like, give me your WhatsApp number. And then I gave him my WhatsApp number. So back in those days, whenever you would come to South Africa, because whenever you would come to South Africa, you used to party heavy in Sandton. We would go to different clubs, and I was one of the many slay queens because he had a lot of them, and we knew that we were a lot. But when a man has money, you do not fight. You know that you are all eating from this big cake and you can all get a good piece from that cake. So you never fight for a man that has money. So I was one of the many slay queens, the South African slay queens that used to accompany him when he wants to go out and party hard and to have hard sex, because he used to love it to sleep with many women at the same time. So I knew that I was not that special. He had other girls. I was not exclusive to him. I was just one of the pretty girls who would go with him, but it was good because you would get money. So he used to give me a lot of money. Like if we would go out maybe with other girls and him and his boys, the way that he would be looking at me, giving me money, I saw that he had a thing for me. And then there was this other time when I went to Zim. Already he had been paying rent for me here in South Africa. I was given a brand new Gucci bag and 3,000 US dollars just when I landed in Zim. That was when I saw that this guy, he really likes me. When I returned back, I was speaking with this other friend of mine who is from Blawayo. She's also a slay queen, and I was telling him about the money that he had given me when I had gone to Zim. And then she was like, you are wasting this opportunity. You know, this guy is a billionaire. How about you just lie to him so that he can give you money? So we made a plan, and then I claimed that I was pregnant. Yes, I lied to him that I was pregnant. I knew that he was going to ask for proof. He then asked for proof, and then I sent fake pregnancy scans from Google. And after that, I used to go to this other guy whom I was dating, sleeping with as well. So he was my guy. He knew everything about me. There is this other guy who stays in Sandton. He's from DRC, a medical doctor. He has a clinic as well. So I would go to him. He would do everything as if I am pregnant. He would just fake everything, and then I would send it to my blesser Jinimi. He used to give me a lot of money. So this is how I made him to believe that he had impregnated me. There was a time when he came, so we were having like an orgy. So he used to wear a condom whilst he would be sleeping with us. It did not matter if we were 3, 4 or 5 women. He would be sleeping with us. He would be wearing that condom. So at that time, whilst he was busy sleeping with us, that was when I said, come to me. And when he came, I pretended as if I was fixing the protector. And then that was when I pinched it with my nails until it was broken. He did not see that. And then he came on top of me, and then I told him that I wanted us to do it rough. I wanted rough sex because I wanted the condom to burst. And whilst he was inside of me, I did not want him to go and do other girls until he finished. And then that was when I told him that he had impregnated me. And then he believed me because of all the tests that I had been doing. So he had this other friend of his who is here in Joburg. He used to trust that guy a lot. And this guy would come and give me money. 2 weeks after Jinimi passed away, I was already sleeping with that guy. This guy, after Jinimi had passed away, he came to me and he was like, do you know that I always loved you when he was still alive and I never got the chance? So maybe this is my chance. And we were sleeping with each other because of my beauty. He was like comparing me to his wife, thinking that maybe I am a better woman than his wife. He did not know that I belong to the streets. I nearly destroyed his marriage until he saw that I belong to the streets, and he then dumped me. And this guy used to give me money. Like I told you, in the 3 months that I lied to Jinimi that I was pregnant for him, he would give me money through that guy. I had 700k that was given to me, which I blew. I blew that money and I never did anything with that money. So after the 3 months, then the doctor told me that I had to tell the guy that I had a miscarriage. Otherwise, like 3 months, it is too much. The signs are supposed to be visible that you are pregnant, but at 3 months, it is better. You can lie that you had a miscarriage. So we made a deal with him, and then I called Jinimi, who was in Zim. He was too busy with some projects, so much that he could not even come to be with me. And I used to act up as if I was having those pregnancy hormones that were affecting my mood. Sometimes I would call him, swear at him. He used to complain, saying that, 9 months, until 9 months I'm going to be suffering. So I lied to him that I think that it was a baby boy that I was carrying, and I felt like I was hating him quite a lot, and this made him to give me more money. So he then felt so sad for me when I told him that I had a miscarriage. And then that was when he said to this other woman who is also from Zim, who used to do things for him that he wanted here in South Africa, if there were things that were supposed to be done. He then said to me, I was going to the clinic with that woman. So we went with that woman to that doctor. But what they did not know was that me and the doctor, we were already sleeping with each other. So he faked everything, gave me the pills to clean my womb that they give you after a miscarriage. I was crying, but I was not even pregnant at all. So later on, that was when the guy passed away. After he had passed away, I continued. I dated his friend who also has money. I just wanted to destroy his marriage so that he can be single and I can chop his money like no man's business. So later on, he then dumped me. So fast forward to the day when I saw Jinimi, the ghost of Jinimi. I was at this other club with my friends. We were looking good with our boyfriends. And then that was when I saw Jinimi. He was wearing the same glasses. He had this other neck chain that he used to wear almost all the times, same chain. And he looked at me and I said, is it the guy? Then that was when I went to the bathroom. On my way back, that was when he appeared in the corridor almost out of nowhere. And then he said to me, meaning, girl, return my money. You ate, lying that you were pregnant with my child. I froze. I thought that maybe I was hallucinating. I tried to laugh and I said, Jinimi, is that you? He repeated and he was like, Zosamari yangu. So he just vanished. I don't mean like he walked away, he disappeared. So there were these other girls that were walking past me and they saw me talking to myself. They were like, what is wrong with you, T? You're speaking to yourself. That was when I came back to my senses and I then saw that indeed I was talking to myself. I then went and I sat down with the other girls, with our blessers, but I did not enjoy that day because of what happened. So this is my confession of the things that I saw. Maybe I'm just overthinking things, since this guy, I lied to him, and after I lied to him, he then passed away after I had chopped a lot of his money. And I'm so scared, even if someone says you need to go and return back that money to this guy's family, where will I get 700k that he gave to me and I chopped it off? Within 6 months it was over. Then there is another story that I had forgotten, Brother Nashi. Like, he once took us to this other place with other South African girls. Like, these girls, it's like they had been there. We went to this other house in Fourways, a very big mansion. When we went there, Brother Nashi, it was me, Jinimi, and those South African girls. We were like drunk. We were coming straight from the club, but it was still early, around 7 p.m. When we arrived there, he then told me that the house, it belonged to this other Nigerian man, but he's a pastor, him and his wife. So I was surprised because, like, we were drunk, we were loud, and we were entering into the pastor's house, and the pastor and his wife, they did not even like panic or get angry that these people that are coming from the club, they are smelling alcohol, they are drunk, they are noisy, they are in our house. Even the wife, she did not even act as if she was angry at all at us. And as for Jinimi, whenever he would get drunk, he used to get so loud, he was making noise in the house. And then that was when he told us to go upstairs. So those South African girls, it's like they had been there several times and they knew the whole story. Then they said to me, let us go upstairs. This was my first time. We then went upstairs. We went into this other room, and in that room I saw that it was almost an empty room, but it had 4 mirrors. Each and every wall had its own mirror, and it was like a very big black mirror. We just stood in there, and after about a minute, that was when I heard him calling us. He was like, ladies, come downstairs. And when we went downstairs, that was when he said, you bitches go and wait for me in the car. Yet we were inside the pastor's house, and the pastor and his wife, they were sitting with him on the couch. They were talking about some things, and then we went and we waited for him. So those are some of the things that happened when he went with me to that mansion in Fourways. So this is my confession. When you post, please tell me. I'll follow through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sister. I nearly lost this message, but she kept on texting me. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.